Hello and welcome to this Nestjs Controller tutorial. In this session, we will explore the core concept of Nestjs Controllers, which are essential for handling HTTP requests in your web applications. Controllers are one of the key building blocks in Nestjs, which orchestrate the data flow between the server and the client. I assume you have already set up Nestjs development environment on your machine. If not, please refer the Nestjs setup tutorial link in the description below. As a first step, I am going to create an Nestjs application named eShop by executing the nestcla command nest new eShop. I selected npm as a package manager for this project. The app creation is now in progress. This will take a couple of seconds. Yes, you can see the project is created. Next, I am going to navigate to the project directory and start the application. I am using npm run start to start the app. You can see the application has started successfully, so everything is good with respect to the application creation. I opened our app in Visual Studio Code. You can see that under the src directory, a default app controller, a service class, and app module file have been generated. By default, when you generate a new project, Nestcla create an app controller. However, in this tutorial, I will show how to create a new controller using Nestcla. In most real-world applications, we may need to generate multiple controllers to handle our use cases. Here I am going to create a new controller named dashboard. The Nestcla command for this is nestj controller dashboard. I am using dry run option. The dry run option is a very handy tool to preview the result of this command's execution without actually generating any files. We can see that controller files and spec file would be generated and controller class would be updated in the app module. The spec file is essentially used for unit testing. Suppose you don't need to spec file. In that case, you can append another flag no spec to the nestcla command. Next, I will remove the dry run flag and execute the command. The files are generated and you can observe the app module is updated. Basically, dashboard controller is included in the app module. I opened our app in Visual Studio Code. The generated dashboard controller is an empty class, which is a normal TypeScript class add-on with the @controller annotation. By using that controller annotation, we inform Nestjs that this controller class will handle all the requests routed to the path dashboard. Going to start the application in dev mode. Command for that is npm run start dev. Application is started successfully. Next, we will invoke the dashboard service from the Postman. I have opened the Postman and the URL for this API endpoint is http localhost 3000/dashboard. I triggered the request. However, we received a for error indicating that there is no handler method for this request. This means we need to create a method that can receive the API request and send back a response. So I am going to create such a method. This method will be a standard TypeScript method. I have named it getProducts and it will return an array of strings. For now, I am just hard coding the return values. However, just creating the method is not enough. We need to annotate that method with the appropriate HTTP method annotation. In this case, since it is a GET request, we will use the @get annotation. Yeah, now we got the proper response from our service. Currently, our getProduct method return an array of strings. Instead of sending back an basic data type, we can use a custom object type. I'm going to create a type named product, which will be symbol type with property like name and ID. So I'll modify our existing getProduct method so that it return an array of product object. I have defined the product array here. Now the getProduct method is returning an array of product object. I invoked the service again. Yeah, we receive a new response, which is essentially an array of product in JSON format. One powerful feature of the get annotation is its ability to accept URL patterns, which helps to define specific route for our controller method. What this means is that we can define a URL pattern like this. In this case, all the requests with the route dashboard product will be directed to this method. I invoked the service again. We got for not for because we still using our old service endpoint. Yes, we received the response from our new endpoint. We can also define dynamic routes and routes with query parameters. These topics will be covered in another tutorial. That is all about basics of Nestjs controller. Thank you for watching this video.